Let's speak about NIO, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact, and there's a couple of things to speak about with this ever exciting stock right now. And this right here is the primary one, okay? So NIO follows up NIO Day with a capital raise, okay? After a successful weekend event, NIO said it is seeking to raise $1.3 billion. That's a lot of money, baby. Now, if you guys have been on the channel for a while, you know that in general I don't mind capital raises at all if it's a company that I am long term in. It puts the company in a better fundamental position. It means they can generally grow quicker. In the case of NIO, it can potentially mean that they can do more research, they can get to their next vehicle quicker, they can produce more vehicles in general. But oftentimes as well with these capital raises, regardless whether it is a good or bad scenario, we see the price have a pullback of sorts. And NIO was no different yesterday, despite being up 6.4% at the end of the day anyway. So that's the primary thing I want to speak about today. Of course, I want to speak a little bit about the price action because you can see the 4-hour chart looks a little bit choppy. We're kind of making some gaps. We're making some weird price action happen. Even if I bring you into the extended hours, you can see that it's still not the prettiest. And there is one more thing I want to briefly speak about. It's just this deadline here that says NIO could make cheaper EVs to capture mass market, but under a different brand. I just think this is a quite interesting concept. And I also want to touch off some of these. NIO stock gets a new street high price hike. I want to speak about what some of the analysts have been saying since NIO Day. So my friends, right before we do get into all of that, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Drop me a comment down below. I'm interested. Are you buying more NIO at these prices? Is there any price you have in mind to pick up a few more shares? And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family, baby. Also, if you are interested, please hit the first link in the description to sign up to my private Discord group. We just broke through 1,000 members. In there, you get access to all of my buy and sell alerts. You get research that I'm doing on stocks before it makes it to YouTube. So much juicy information there. We're eating really good this year so far. And if you want 4 free stocks on Webull, that's the second link in the description, my friends. You sign up, deposit $100, get some free money. 2 of those can be worth $3,700 each, baby. So just a really quick recap of what happened yesterday, okay? So essentially you can see that we gapped up. We made highs of about $66.98. We closed the day at $61.39 and we had lows of about $59.37. So quite a volatile day all in all. And this is all coming off the back of this news, okay? The capital raise worth $1.3 billion. Now it's important to understand how they are raising this capital, okay? They've announced plans to issue convertible debt. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't see this one coming. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to do it after such a big run up. It does sense to do it after the hype of NIO Day. But I didn't think they'd have to. But here we are, I won't complain. NIO is trying to build on the momentum with plans to issue $650 million each in 2026 and 2027 convertible senior notes. And they said it plans to use the funds mainly for general corporate purposes and to further strengthen its cash and balance sheet positions. It's fair enough, my friends. Keep in mind that they only started making positive gross margins very recently. I would hope that these won't have to be as frequent down the line because NIO has done quite a lot of them. Once the pricing of the new notes is established, NIO said it will privately negotiate agreements with holders of its outstanding 4.5% convertible notes due in 2024 to exchange a portion for ADS. Investors cheered the news from NIO Day. I mean, we got so much good news from NIO Day. The stock shot up in value, but shares retreated after the news of the debt issuance. In the announcement, NIO alerted shareholders that the offering and potential subsequent exchanges of the 2024 notes could decrease or reduce the size of any increase in the market price of the ADS. But I mean, yeah, that's common sense. But important is investors shouldn't fear a capital raise if management is trusted to use the money to grow the business wisely. And I mean, they've done that. I mean, NIO has performed so incredibly well over the last 7 or 8 months in particular, but over the last year, they really have turned themselves around, my friends. They've done incredibly well. Now, NIO is rallying after its annual consumer event. Analysts are raising price targets. That is always something you love to see. The stock is still climbing after an epic run-up because of Wall Street's positive reaction to the consumer event. Brokers are increasing their price targets. JP Morgan raised price target to $75 from $50, okay? Deutsche Bank price target to $70 from $50, and Credit Suisse raised price targets to $71 from $65, and there was others too. The new high target among analysts covering NIO stock is $100 a share for a man named Kelvin Lau. $100 a share. I don't think anybody's going to be upset with that one, my friends. Bank of America also increased its price target to $70 from $59 after NIO Day. NIO Day made these analysts extraordinarily bullish is what I'm trying to get at, guys. These guys in particular cited the autonomous driving upgrades and the company's plans to release a solid state battery pack late next year. And one more thing that I found quite interesting when I came across it was this. NIO could make cheaper EVs to capture mass market, but under a different brand. So NIO is focused on the premium market segment. Most of you guys will know that, okay? but they may be gearing up to make mass market vehicles, the company's CEO William Lee suggested. Now what he did say is as EV technologies advance and battery costs lowers, it is possible that we may enter the massive market, but definitely not with NIO brands. So this is something I find quite interesting, but I do understand it as well. They want to remain a luxury car brand. Now I'm not sure exactly how they would go about doing it under a different brand, if it's going to be a wholly owned subsidiary, etc. But this is definitely an interesting concept, and I think it's one that you have to be aware of. And I do think it makes a lot of sense for NIO to do something like this down the line, most certainly. You want to be open to as much of the market as humanly possible, especially if you spend all this time building up your brand name, you know, building a great company, getting your margins positive, improving quarter over quarter sales and month over month sales absolutely massively. It makes sense to take advantage of every opportunity that is around you at the time. And that brings us to the price action. So I want to start it off by looking at just normal market hours. And you can see there was two not so nice gaps created, which is always quite worrying in the short term. But if you do bring it back to those extended hours, we let that load in. Look, the gaps are pretty much filled. We gapped up, we spiked right back down into it. So as of right now, technically no recent gaps have been made. I would also like to point out that NIO, as of recording this video, is in the green pre-market. Now most EV stocks are today. It's not exactly outperforming, but it's definitely not underperforming, which to be honest, I'm somewhat surprised to see. Generally, there's a bigger negative reaction here. I mean, overall yesterday, we didn't see the biggest dip in the world. It was about a 5% dip. Yes, it went a little bit further in the after hours, but it hasn't been horrific. I think NIO at this stage has a very loyal following, much more so than it did 6 months ago. And I'm speaking about their customers, but I'm also speaking about their investors. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of people who are absolutely hugely bullish on NIO, more so than other EV stock out there. They believe that these could potentially be the single biggest competitor to Tesla going forwards. And I mean, if you're Tesla's biggest competitor, you're going to be worth a lot of money. Let's not kid ourselves, my friends. I do think that with all of the fantastic news that came out of NIO Day, they deserve to be up in value in all honesty. I do think it was smart by the company to come out with this capital raise when they did. Again, it did somewhat catch me off guard. I didn't think it was going to have to happen. $1.3 billion is quite a large raise, my friends. But with quite a large raise means that they can do quite a lot of work for the company. And remember that these senior notes are convertible 2026 and 2027. So it does definitely in the short term put the company in a better position. And if you believe that ultimately over the next 4, 5 or 6 years NIO is going to perform very, very well, this could be a good thing for you. So I wouldn't be stressing over this whatsoever. Now NIO is in a very clear upward trend right here. I would like to point out the RSI got very high and it has sold off a little bit. It's still a little bit oversold, but it's coming back to normal levels. The MACD as well could be turning around relatively soon. We have these very, very clear trend lines. Based off of these trend lines right here, we can probably expect NIO to stay above $57, $58 a share. But if they are to break through them, and I mean if they break through them with some momentum, I think we could see a little bit more of a short-term pullback. But guys, if you look at NIO right now, we're at $62 a share. Even to get back to $50, you're looking at towards a 20% pullback. I don't really see that happening after NIO Day. NIO Day has made me more bullish on this company long term, and again I believe if you're holding these guys 3, 4, 5 years, we're in a very good position. But anyway, my friends, that was my quick little video on NIO. I got a few people asking me what I thought about this. It's absolutely fine in my opinion. If you watched this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Your support genuinely means the world to me. If you did enjoy, could I please ask you to hit that like button, drop me a comment down below, and please subscribe if you're new around here, my friend. And again, if you are interested in joining that private Discord group, that's the first link in the description. You get all of my buy and sell alerts. We made a few really nice calls this month already. We made a really nice call yesterday. Join a community of over 1,000 investors, get access to over 50 private channels, so much juicy information. And if you want those free stocks on Webull, that's the second link in the description, my friends. Anyway guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video very soon. Peace.